All right, guys, welcome back. Here we go. So, in this video, I'm going to be speaking on the do's and don'ts to stay clean. I put out a post a couple weeks back asking for video topics. I got a message, a topic from a subscriber named James. This is the second video I think I dedicated to him. I know James is not in the States. I think he's in Scotland. I'm not too sure, but I know he's had his time with addiction. And last I spoke with him, he was trying to get into some sort of like rehabilitation center. I'm not exactly sure how they do it, out where he's at, but I wanted to, dedicate this video to him. It's probably been over a week, I think, since I heard from him. So this video is for you, James. I hope you're doing okay, man. You usually comment on the majority of my videos, and I haven't heard from you, man. So I hope you got into some sort of facility out there and they're taking care of you, bro. Just keep grinding, man, right? Just keep fighting the good fight. Keep pushing forward. I know you can do it, man. Addiction doesn't judge. I know you can do it. So James asked, what are the do's and don'ts to stay clean? And like I do in all my videos, all I do is provide my experience and speak on what works for me. Because what works for me might not work for you, obviously, right? We all have different ways of trucking through life, right? We all have different ways of doing everything, especially when it comes to staying clean and sober. A lot of the do's I spoke on so much, like in my videos, primarily in the first year, because the first year is crucial, right? That's like a make or break it situation. Like anybody could get clean, but staying clean, that's where the struggle is. You're basically fighting for your life. That's the fight of your life right there. A lot of things I spoke on, like seeking professional help in early recovery, right? So these are the do's, the things I did, and that's worked for me. So I sought out professional help, set some realistic goals, and I learned coping skills. And also regular doctor visits, man. I made a video maybe a couple of months back or something regarding my kidneys, right? And I thought I had something going on, but I went in, they took a blood test, and thankfully everything was okay. Doctor visits are huge, man, like crucial. Instead of going through life and wondering if something's wrong, especially if you feel something going on inside you, the best thing to do is to get that looked at instead of prolonging the situation, prolonging the stress. Stay on top of your checkups, man. If they're not regular, at least go once a year, man, just to make sure you're ticking okay. Because in addiction, we are dying like inside out, if you will, right? We are dying from the inside. We still might look okay, once we get clean and sober. After you get some clean time, you might look okay, you might look better, you might look refreshed, you might look well put together. But what's going on under the hood, right? What's going on under the hood? Get that looked at. But one of the most important things I did, and I still do today, is I established a healthy routine on a daily basis. I keep my day full the entire day. I must have said it 1,000 times. When I get comfortable, when I get complacent, when I get overconfident, I'm my own worst enemy. Everything becomes a trigger at that point. Cash in my pocket, a debit card, everything is a trigger at that point. I can't let myself get overconfident. I can't have any gaps in my schedule, in my daily routine. I have to keep my entire day full. And that's how I'm able to make it to the next day. By the end of each day, I am spent. I'm ready to go to bed. I'm already kicking back by like 5 or 6 p.m. So establish a healthy routine, exercise, eat. I made sure I eat because, the more you work out, the more you get hungry and work, right? I have a business I have to maintain, and you got to have fun, right? Try and have some fun, man. Otherwise, everything you're doing is going to become boring. That is probably one of the most important things I did. Aside from saying no, aside from learning how to say no, establishing a daily routine. YouTube, man, like if it wasn't for YouTube, I don't know what I'd be doing right now. It's a beautiful thing, man. Like it's just fun. That is fun to me. Creating these videos is fun to me. And I made sure to put YouTube, the whole creation process, I made sure to fit that in my schedule, my routine, and I try and put something up at least once a day, right? If it's not a video, it's a short, you know? I try and stay consistent in everything I do. So, everything I listed is definitely important. All right, sorry about that, guys. Today's been a huge day of distractions. We have some guy here checking out the AC, so that's happening. A lot of stomping on the roof. So I decided to come in and finish this one off. Also, before I started recording this, I tried to drive to a couple different spots, but there's just so many people out right now. So I just wanted to squeeze this video in, and here it is. So I'm going to finish this off. So I'm going to get into the don'ts, right? All the don'ts. I pretty much spoke on all of these in previous videos. Some of the ones I wrote down are: do not isolate, especially in the first year, whether in your first year or in your 30th year. Do not isolate, especially in the first year, whether you're in the first year or year 30, right? Do not isolate. It's not good. Your mind will eventually take over. Also, do not neglect physical help, whether it's checkups like I spoke about, or going to go see a psychiatrist. Stay on top of that. Like, do not neglect that, because it could, by setting all of that aside, it could just backfire. Something could just happen out of the blue, later down the road. Also, do not ignore your triggers. If you find out certain things you're doing or seeing, or certain people, right? If they're triggering you, if you're starting to, get irritated and starting to think about using, right? Check that, right? Whatever's triggering you, address that. Try to devise like a certain game plan. That way, when these things pop up, you'll be ready. You'll be well equipped and ready to face anything that comes your way. Also, do not skip meetings, right? Support groups, AA, NA, Smart Recovery, whatever, Al Anon, right? All of that, especially in your first year. I remember this one rehab I was at, pretty sure it was the first one. When I got out, I went to a sober living, and we all had a pact there. Like a lot of the guys, the majority of us, we had a pact together, to go to 90 meetings in 90 days. We already did that in rehab. I already had like a good amount of clean time when I got out of rehab. But a lot of the guys were new at the sober living I was at. So we decided to keep that ball rolling. We all made a pact. Let's go to 90 meetings in 90 days. And that was cool. It was fun, right? It was so much fun having a group of guys on the same page and just hitting up meetings and maybe getting a bite to eat after, right? Or picking up something to eat and then take it back to the sober living. To sum all that up, don't ignore the need for structure. It doesn't matter if you're in early recovery or not. I believe structure, having that daily routine, is just a beautiful thing, right? If you have your entire day full and you go to sleep without using, without drinking, that's a good day right there. One of the things I really wanted to emphasize out of this whole list: do not engage in risky behaviors, right? The people, the places, the things. I remember after I got out of my first rehab, I wanted to go see my drug dealer, my old dealer, to just let him see me, let him know how good I looked. I felt good and I was looking good. I was working out, eating good. I gained so much weight back. Something inside of me thought it was a really good idea to go see him, to let him see me. I think when I went to go see him, we just talked. I wanted to see him because we built a pretty good rapport. And he was the main guy I went to, at the time. So he became pretty much a friend, right? We had some cookouts and, we hung out. That is the epitome of a risky behavior. Also, do not go to bars, especially in early recovery. If you know It's going to trigger you to see a beautiful, beautiful pint of beer. Do your best to avoid that, right? Family functions, the holidays are coming. If you know alcohol is going to be a trigger for you, if you know hanging with family, certain people, just enjoying the festivities, right? Celebrating life. Like if you know that's going to be a problem, I suggest you either talk to the people there, let them know your situation, and if they don't want to change, if they don't make that change for you, like removing all the beer, the alcohol, whatever, then I suggest you don't go. Just because we have to protect ourselves. We have to be absolutely selfish with our recovery. And I still am today. I am 100% okay with listening to my body and protecting my sobriety. I don't care if I'm alone for the rest of my life. I mean, I do care about that, but I'll be okay. You know what I mean? Like, that just sounds bad. Having, a family and all that stuff is great, but if certain things that are happening within your family unit or your friends, if everybody you know and love always goes out to bars and restaurants, think about that, man. The main thing is to make sure your communication is at an all-time high. Otherwise, they are not going to understand why you're doing what you do. They're not going to understand why you're not showing up to certain things. So having an open, solid line of communication is crucial. Also, another point, do not go to any sketchy sides of town if you think they are going to be a trigger for you, right? The people, the places, the things. If you used in a certain part of town and you're not sure how you're going to feel when you're in that vicinity, in that area, in that side of town, take a different route. Plain and simple. You don't know how seeing something is going to trigger you, right? It could just send you on a long ride. It could just trigger you to where you get a case of the efforts and you decide to throw everything away. Next thing you know, your money's gone. Next thing you know, you're in jail on your way to prison. Not fun. And lastly, don't hang out with people that use, man. Plain and simple. Sounds obvious. Don't do it. Don't do it. There's no reason why you should be around somebody that's using, right? If they're smoking weed, whatever, that's not a big deal. That's not a big deal. It's damn near legal everywhere, right? But even if the weed smell, even if the smell of beer, alcohol, the smell of a bar, if that is going to trigger you, if that does trigger you, just stay away from it, man. The people, the places, and things. So, the main 2 points out of all of this, the do, right? Establish a healthy routine, whether you're in year 1 or year 30 of your clean time. That's what's allowing me to keep pushing forward. That's what's allowing me to get things done. My daily routine, my structure, each hour of the day is planned out. I might have to alter some things like today. Like today was a huge day of distractions. But I had to strategize, right? I had to visualize each hour of the day and my eBay duties. I did my shipping this morning, but I still have to take photos of items, package them, and do some listings. I still have to do that because I had to rearrange my schedule due to some stuff going on, right? Some stuff going on. So I had to make it work. But I know I'm going to get everything done. And I know I will go to sleep tired tonight. I will go to sleep sober tonight. I'll go to sleep thankful tonight. And do not engage in risky behaviors. The people, the places, and things. Like I said, I made a lot of videos covering all of this stuff. I could have went into each one a little bit more, but I hate reading from notes. But I do these sometimes just to make sure I cover everything, and I try to be as efficient as possible. And I hope everything I just said makes sense. So, I mean, it's really good for me to go back and look at everything that worked for me, especially in my first year of sobriety. Yeah, James, if you're out there, man, if you do see this, when you see this, man, I hope you're doing well. I still hope. I hope you're still clean and sober. And, I haven't heard from you in a little bit, maybe, like a week or two, but I hope you got into a treatment center, and I hope they're taking care of you out there. For anybody else that's watching this, man, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I got some work to do. I got to get to work. I hope you guys are getting everything you want in life. And if you like this video, man, all I ask is just like it, right? If you don't, then hit that dislike button, because at the end of the day, it does the same thing. So, yeah, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching.